As each generation of games continues to advance and games become more graphically intensive, storage space becomes more of a need. We've come a long way from the PlayStation 3 with 40 gigabytes of storage compared to the PlayStation 5 with like 825 gigabytes instead of a terabyte for some reason. Luckily, Sony was gracious enough to put in an NVMe slot in the PlayStation 5 because it knew we were going to need that storage space for the next Call of Duty update. It's too bad the Xbox couldn't do the same with the Series X and the Series S, both using a proprietary memory card that costs more than the average NVMe, but it's not like more expensive proprietary storage has ever come to bite anybody in the butt. I mean, it's never caused any problems with anyone. Well, if you're looking for more expandable storage for your PS5 or even your PC, look no further because Binwin has been gracious enough to grace me with an Acer Predator GM7000 for review. It's available at different capacities on Amazon. Right now you can get the 512GB for $64.99. Not a ton of space, but that's not a bad price for what you're getting if you're on a budget. There was also a 1TB version, which maybe is temporarily not available. It's not on the Amazon listing right now. And they sent me the 2TB version, which is $209.99 as of this moment. It's a little bit pricey, but it's also kind of to be expected when you're getting 2 terabytes. So it's an NVMe SSD that's marketed as a gaming SSD, if you'd like to put it that way. It's got a DDR4 DRAM cache of up to 74 megabytes per second. Now, if you're like me and you read that, you're probably wondering, is that good? Well, so far in my testing, it is very good. As far as the heatsink, Sony does highly recommend using a heatsink on an NVMe when you install it in the PS5. Luckily, the GM7000 has a graphene-laced foam pad already installed on the NVMe, ready to go out of the box. And according to Amazon, it's supposed to bring the temperature down by about 18 degrees Celsius. Is it the coolest, most efficient heatsink out there? Maybe not. Maybe you can grab another one for $10 if you want to replace it. For me, so far out of the box, I've had zero problems with any heat or anything like that. We're going to get into the performance and how it's fared so far in my PS5, but if you've never removed one of the side panels of the PS5, it's pretty simple. Simply struggle to try to remove it to the best of your ability until you're afraid it's about to break, then go to YouTube to pull up a video on how to remove it. Make sure you're doing a poor job of filming the process as well to make it a little bit extra frustrating. Start at the upper corner going toward the top front of the PS5, lift and pull at the corner and kind of pull down toward the bottom of the PS5, using just a little bit more force than you would think you would need to until finally the panel comes off. Then once you realize you've removed the wrong side, make sure to flip it over and frustratedly remove the other side. Once the other panel is removed, you should see the metal compartment where you can install the NVMe. Simply take a screwdriver to remove that and you're going to take the NVMe out of the box. Now you want to carefully place the NVMe into the slot. With a gentle push, you should feel it slowly slide into place and you're all set. The NVMe is going to tilt upwards toward the tip. That's completely normal. The box is going to include a little screw that you can use. That's mainly for installing on your computer. You'll want to remove the PS5's included screw from inside the compartment and screw it in gently toward the top of the NVMe so that it pushes down and slots it into place. Once you're done, screw the metal compartment cover back on and struggle to reinstall the panels for another 10 minutes while you pull up another video on how to attach them. And now that that process is done, you plug in the PS5 and let her rip. Once you turn the PS5 back on after installing, you should automatically get a screen that tells you you need to format the drive in order for it to work. Once the drive is formatted and ready to go, it actually tells you how much speed that you're going to be getting out of the drive. The minimum recommended NVMe speed for a PS5 is 5,500 megabytes per second, and I was getting over 6,000 in this little initial test when I plugged in the drive. And when I tell you this thing is fast, I mean this thing is fast. The first thing I did after installing it was take a couple of big games and move them over from the PS5's internal hard drive to the NVMe. And let me tell you, about 180 gigs took maybe less than 3 minutes to transfer, which is insane. I mean, I remember trying to take smaller games from the PS4 and put them on an external hard drive, and it took forever. So for 180 gigs to move over in 3 minutes, that's mind-blowing. Now, usually in basically every storage device I've ever seen, when it says it has a certain amount of space, you kind of have to keep in mind that it's going to have a little bit less, because it needs some space for whatever it is that they have on these things to take up that space. For some reason on here, it actually had more space. Yeah, it's a 2 terabyte SSD, but for some reason the PS5 is telling me that it has 2.04 terabytes of space available. That's the first time I've ever seen the storage space be higher than the advertised capacity rather than lower. I don't know how accurate it is, but I imagine it's accurate. I will take the PS5's word for it. Now with the extra 2 terabytes of space, I've more than tripled the space that I have available to me, and everything is working flawlessly so far. If I ever do run into any problems with the hard drive anytime soon, I will pin a comment below, but as for right now, I've been using it for a few weeks at least, and it's been working great. So if you're looking for an NVMe with a pre-installed heatsink for your PS5 or the PC, you want something that's gaming focused and is going to be super fast, I think the GM7000 has a lot of bang for its buck, even at that high price for the 2 terabyte version. If you are interested, I will have an Amazon affiliate link in the description so you guys can pick it up. Any purchase from there helps a lot, and it's greatly appreciated, so if you guys want to check it out, please do. Thank you again to Binwin, who actually is collaborating with Acer on making this thing. Thank you to them and to Acer for sending this out for review. And thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the product, or just anything you want to say. Just keep it nice, keep it friendly, keep it civil, and subscribe if you're new. Alright, I'm out of here. Here's a couple of other videos that you can check out if you feel so inclined.